Okay.
Because there's people who say, hey, right, wait a minute, Rob misrepresented that.
Yeah. So Rob said that he said that in Exodus 12:2, it doesn't say that it's the head of the year. This actually sounded
technically, I don't remember my exact phrase.
Yeah.
And I might have misspoke, but I think there's a good opportunity to.
So this is what my buddy Josh said. Well, actually, it does say year, and so let's read Exodus 12:2. I'm reading out of the ESV here. This month shall be for you the beginning of months. Now, this is where we stopped in this verse last week. But if we go on, it shall be the first month of the year for you. Therefore,
right.
My friend's argument here is, well, of course, this is the beginning of the year because it's the first month of the year.
Right.
Okay, so what say you then, Rob?
Oh, well, we have, I need to get the verses, but yeah, if we look at verse 2, and I think maybe we didn't spend time enough on it, my key point was just to let people recognize, I think it was response to the someone's audio, who made it sound like Rosh HaShanah was in 12 verse 2. And what I wanted to clarify was, in case people got that idea, that in fact the word Rosh HaShanah is not there. The word Rosh modifies months, not year.
Okay,
for example, and it's.
Let me see if I can break this down and see and restate what you're saying. You're saying that we don't have Rosh Hashanah, that phrase in 12:2. We don't have Rosh Hashanah. We have Rosh Hadashim, right? Hadashim.
Yeah, so we have it twice. We have the word Rosh. It says HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem Rosh Hadashim. So the month of this one, Lachem, for y'all, Rosh Hadashim, is the head of months, y'all. And then it says Rishon Hu Lachem. Rishon is just thought to be in parallel. It means the same thing. It is the first. Rishon Hu Lachem. It is the first for you, Le Chodshei Hashanah, for the months of the year. So both the word Rosh and Rishon used in 12:2 modifies the word month, not the word year. Whereas in Ezekiel 40, Rosh Hashanah, Rosh modifies the word Shana directly. And someone might say, oh, that's quibbling, you're making a mountain out of a molehill or something like that. But actually, I just want to point out that some people might think, oh, the phrase Rosh Hashanah is in Exodus 12:2. In fact, it's not there. And one other point on that.
Hang on just a sec. Wouldn't this prove that this is the beginning of the year?
No, it's the beginning of the months. It's where you start counting months, the cycle of months.
Okay, so I want to explain this.
The word Shana it just means annual cycle.
So the reason I think people are confused about this, and let me see if I understand what you're saying, and then you can correct me or say that I've understood correctly.
Okay.
So the beginning of the months means that this is the first of the months in order. However, what you're saying is that years are counted depending on what it is and when it started. For instance, if you have 365 people and each one of them has a birthday on a different day, each one of them starts counting their year according to when they were born, not according to the first month.
Yeah, you could do it that way. Yeah, that's the way.
So if you had those 365 people lined up, each one of them each day is a new year for one of those people. Am I understanding you?
Right.
However, you would be able to count the months in terms of, yes, my year starts in the third month of this year, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then two other places that we can look in Exodus is 23:16. So in 23:16, in the same book, so Exodus, it says the Feast of Ingathering at the end of the year. B'tzeit HaShanah, the going out of the year, literally, B'tzeit HaShanah. And also, let me see, where was the other one? It's in Exodus 34:22. It says Chag HaAsif B'tekufat HaShanah, in the turning of the year. Right, or in the at the turn of the year. So it's called the going out of the year, the turn of the year. So these are the nouns used to modify, or these are the modifiers for the noun Shana that we find in the book of Exodus. And so Shana, my point is Shana has some flexibility in the Bible, and so because of that, I'm able to hear the idea of Rosh Hashanah and understand that the rabbis have a number of different things called Rosh Hashanah. If you look in the Mishnah, there's 4 of them, and then in the Talmud they argue that there's even more because they're just saying there's all these different cycles that are going on, and we've talked about it's like a civil year, it's like the school year starts in the fall, right? We say it's the 2017-2018 school year, and we know, it just seems like in Leviticus that the Jubilee is declared from the 7th month.
Okay, but let me just
and there's just different ways that just make the word year. And in Hebrews it says that there's a memorial for sin every year. Well, it's talking about the 7th month, a yearly thing that happens in the 7th month, which implies another way of thinking of an annual cycle apart from the counting of the months. So that's what I'm hoping to be able to clarify. But my viewpoint is to separate those a little.
I think what the point is, though, is that you don't have, and even the Ezekiel passage my friend brought up, that it seems if you continue to go on in this continued narrative without going by chapters, but in the continued narrative, it seems like it might not necessarily, the Ezekiel 40 passage might not actually be talking about the 7th month. With all that said, I think the main point that the people who are against the idea of Rosh Hashanah in the 7th month, I think what the actual argument is more that we don't see in the scripture the term Rosh Hashanah except for in the Ezekiel 40 passage, and that it certainly could be debatable whether or not that is actually.
It is. They are scholars. I think Daniel Block does a great job of painting out both sides. Daniel Block, whom we hold in high regard and respect, and we benefit from his scholarship, is convinced that it's talking about Nisan, that Ezekiel 40 is talking about Nisan. He's got other people, of course, that are on board with that. And just, Caleb, one other thing. This is just like any time where the Bible has a term that's used only once or not at all, but then it's an idea, that we want to use, like Christianity or Judaism, we can get kind of all over the place because it's difficult to anchor it. I personally don't have an issue calling Yom Teruah Rosh Hashanah, but that's probably because I have a contextual basis that doesn't trigger a response like this is wrong.
Triggered. And
so I think other people who don't like it, certainly I wouldn't use it in front of them. If I knew someone didn't like it, I would try to, I'm not going to deliberately try to stir up noise with people. But
hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video so other people can see it. And also, if you haven't already, you should subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just hover over this round thing below me and then click the red button that says subscribe. That way, you'll never miss another video from the Rob and Caleb Show.